The rumble of the motorcycle could be heard long before the man riding it appeared over the hill. The chrome beast roared like thunder as it sped down the quiet rural road, dust swirling behind it. Folks in the small town of Red Hollow rarely saw bikes like that, especially ones with the Hells Angels patch on the back. The rider was Blaze Carson, a man coated in tattoos, scars, and the kind of reputation that made people whisper. Tough, intimidating, and famously impossible to approach. At least that's what everyone believed. But today would reveal a part of Blaze no one had ever imagined. It started with a storm. The signal. 8-year-old Maddie Cooper knew she wasn't supposed to play near Miller's Creek. But kids don't always listen, and Maddie loved the rocks, the tall grass, and the way the water sparkled under the sun. The problem was, heavy rain from the night before had turned the usually calm creek into a dangerous current. Maddie slipped on a wet rock, lost her balance, and fell into the rushing water. She screamed, but her voice was swallowed by the roar of the creek. She clung to a broken branch sticking out from the bank, her small fingers trembling as the force of the water pulled at her legs. "Help! Somebody help!" she cried. Her father had taught her something important. If you're ever in danger and you can't shout, make a rescue signal. A movement international rescuers recognize. Wave one arm straight up, then move it side to side. With all her strength, Maddie let go with one hand and performed the signal. Anyone who knew it would understand. But who would see her here? That's when she heard it. The sound of a motorcycle approaching. The Hells Angel who stopped. Blaze Carson was riding back to his club's annual charity run. Something most people didn't realize the Hells Angels actually did every year. He wasn't the kind of man who stopped for much. His motto, ride forward, don't look back. But then, through the blur of trees and tall grass, he caught sight of something small, frantic, and desperate. A tiny arm waving side to side. Blaze slammed the brakes so hard the bike skidded, gravel flying. Whoppa! There she was, a terrified little girl clinging to a branch as the creek tried to swallow her. Without thinking, Blaze sprinted toward the water. He didn't hesitate. He didn't ask questions. He just jumped. The icy water slammed into him like a punch. Blaze swam hard against the current, fighting to reach her. "Hold on, kid, I'm coming." Maddie's fingers slipped, but Blaze grabbed her just in time. With a growl of effort, he pulled her up and carried her to the bank. The girl coughed, water dripping from her hair, her little body shaking. Blaze, soaked from head to boots, wrapped his leather vest around her shoulders. "You did the rescue signal," he said between breaths. "Smart kid. Saved your own life." Maddie looked up at the tattooed giant who just saved her. Are you a bad guy?" Blaze chuckled softly. "Not today." What he did next shocked everyone. Blaze knew the nearest house was over a mile away. He carried Maddie, still wrapped in his vest, over to his motorcycle. "You ever been on a bike?" he asked gently. She shook her head. "Well, today's your lucky day. Let's get you home." He placed her in front of him, making sure she held the handlebars tight, and slowly rode toward town. When they reached the Cooper home, Maddie's mother saw the motorcycle and panicked, until she saw her daughter safe in Blaze's arms. "Oh my God, Maddie!" she cried, hugging her tightly. Then she looked at Blaze, tattoos, scars, leather, the infamous angel and skull patch, and froze. Blaze raised his hands. "She's okay, ma'am. Found her in the creek. She's a fighter." Maddie nodded. "Mom, he saved me." Maddie's mother was speechless. Soon neighbors gathered, whispering as the notorious biker stood quietly on their porch. Before anyone could speak, Blaze reached into his pocket and handed Maddie a small silver charm, a tiny angel with wings. "Keep this," he said softly, "for protection and for bravery." Then he turned to leave. But Maddie's mother grabbed his arm. "Wait," she said, tears in her eyes. "Thank you. I don't know how to repay you." Blaze gave a faint smile. "Just teach your girl to keep being brave. That's enough." He walked to his bike, started the roaring engine, and rode off. But that wasn't the end. The town's perspective changes. Word spread through Red Hollow like wildfire. The biker everyone feared had done something heroic and completely unexpected. A week later, the Hells Angels showed up in town, not to cause trouble, but to deliver something unbelievable. A brand new community playground dedicated to Maddie Cooper, the girl whose rescue signal inspired them all. A sign was placed at the entrance. "Bravery isn't about size, it's about heart." And below it was one simple message: in honor of the girl who signaled for help and the angel who answered. For the first time, the people of Red Hollow saw Blaze, and the bikers like him, in a new light. The tough man with a dangerous reputation had become the town's unexpected hero. And Maddie? She never forgot the day a Hell's Angel became her guardian angel.